All right, well, we're going to move now to the University of South Florida. Head coach is Willie Taggart. The South Florida Bulls last season, first of all, let's start by saying that South Florida has been one of our favorite teams to cover nationally over the last few years.
Fun to watch, great offense.
Great athletes, super offense, some individual talent. They always get off to a hot start and then bang. What happens, Pete?
Don't know.
Well,
we're going to find out.
Let's ask the new head coach about that. He's in his first year at USF. Nothing like just throwing you right under the into the frying pan on that one, Coach. But that really has been, I think, the impression of USF over the last few years. There's talent here. We've seen it. We've been around it long enough. With his time in the NFL, and I've been hanging around the college game for over 30 years myself, where we know that there are athletes there. So how do you turn it around to where you have the talent? How do you get wins out of that?
I think with hard work, more important. We got to go out and work hard and not make excuses. We can't blame anyone else or make any excuses. We got to go out and make it happen. And that's our motto. We're not going to blame anyone, and we're not going to make any more excuses. We got to go out and take care of business. And for me, I don't know what it was like other than what I read about.
Sure.
I wasn't here, and our staff wasn't here, and for us, we're trying to move forward and what this program is going to be about, and change the coach and make our program what we all intend for it to be. But everything in the past is part of our tradition and our history, but it's not who the 2013 football team is going to be.
Sure. Do you find, however, though, that knowing where you've been helps you plan for where you want to go?
No doubt. You look at our program. We're a young program still, and not often a lot of teams have as much success as we had early on in that whole transition, becoming a Division I football team. And we can't lose fact of that, and I think with any program out there, there's going to be bumps along the way. And these last 2 years have been bumps for us. But like I told our guys, we got to keep our eyes on the prize. And if we do that, then we'll roll right over those bumps. And then once we get the prize, we won't remember those bumps.
That's true. That's true, and you do it. I think in a couple of ways, but one is the whole recruitment process.
Mm-hmm.
And you're steeped and knee deep in the middle of where these kids are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go very far to find the talent that you need. Then it's just a matter of drawing it all together and building the components to make it happen. And as you say, the discipline surrounding how it all does. How is that process going for you?
Recruiting is going well. I always tell our coaches and everybody that asks me about recruiting is like brushing your teeth and combing your hair. As soon as you stop, you start to look bad. So we got to go out.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that one before.
We got to go out and we got to work every day. We got to try to outwork everyone we're going against. And we're not going to play second fiddle to anyone. We feel like we have a lot to sell there and have a great program, great facilities, and a great university to get a great education from. And we just got to go out and work. We can't expect for it just to happen because we're in Tampa and around all the recruits. We got to go out and outwork people. And I think in the past, we let a lot of guys get away from there. And we got to keep them there. And our coaches are doing a good job. It's going well right now, and it's a long time to February, but it's going well.
Well, a little bit of a different look, perhaps, than I think that perhaps what most Bulls fans would be used to seeing over the last couple of years. B.J. Daniels seems like he's been there forever. He's finally matriculated out of the program. 5 offensive starters, though, but you have a sort of an X factor, I guess, for quarterback this next year, and a transfer from Penn State and Stephen Bench. What can you tell us about Steve?
Steve is a highly competitive, smart guy. I haven't watched much film on him other than what he did at Penn State and some scrimmage. I hadn't had a chance to see him yet, but he's been up a lot in the office. You walk by the meeting room, he's in there watching film, which excites me as a coach. I think that's the key to being a big time college quarterback. You got to be a film rat. You got to be in there every single day and learning the system, and he's been around with a couple of our other guys too, And thing I'm excited about and can't wait to camp is we have 4 guys that are really capable of being our starting quarterback this year, and they all gonna get an opportunity to compete for that job. So I'm really fired up about that, and everyone asks me, what are you going to do at quarterback? So you asking the wrong guy. You need to ask those guys. What I'm going to do is allow them to compete and allow them to separate themselves. And I think the guy that separates himself will be worthy of being our quarterback and be the guy that we need to be our quarterback.
Tell us about your system, Coach. We haven't seen it yet. In Western Kentucky and all that. Tell me what that offense, that system looks like.
You're going to see us. We're going to run the football. I believe in running the football. You're going to see us play great defense and be able to run the football. We're going to run it from a lot of different ways. Some of them unconventional, what you've seen. And you're going to see us have some high percentage pass routes that we do. But everything's going to come off the run. You see some play action, and get guys going. But I think if you watch Stanford over the last few years, it's pretty much what you're going to see from us. You watch the 49ers, it's pretty much what you're going to see, and what we did at Western Kentucky, But we're going to be a hard-nosed, tough, physical, blue-collar football team.
See, you led right into where I was going with that one. I love how great minds think alike, Coach, because you can't spend the time at Stanford that you did under 2 guys named Harbaugh, in Jack and John and Jim both. That in this particular instance, you learn how to run the football. I guess you coached Toby Gerhardt, right,
yes.
a few years ago.
Yes.
So, and he's obviously, was a finalist runner-up for the Heisman Trophy. So, how do you take what you learned at Stanford and make it work elsewhere?
I think you have a blueprint, and you got to have a great plan, and then you got to put everybody in place to execute that plan, and then stay the course. Don't veer off that plan, When we got to Stanford, it wasn't always peaches and cream. We had a lot of bumps along the way, but we kept our eyes on the prize. And you look at that program now and what they're doing now, and that's all from hard work early on, and changing the culture and training our guys to do it the way we want. We always say you either trained or you're untrained, and we got to train our guys to do it the way that we want to do it, and understand what we're trying to do and build an identity with our football team. And our guys are doing a good job now. I will say they made it a lot easier for us as coaches is by buying into what we're asking them to do, and our guys have done a great job with that so far.
As we flip it over to the other side, that Pete and I have seen for the last couple of years, Ryan Giddens, senior, who's now a senior on the defensive side, seems to be one of those guys that has just got oodles of possibilities. And yet, whether it's been he's playing behind somebody who has more experience, whether he's been hurt or nicked or here or there over the last few years, again, you weren't here to see that, but he's a guy that seems like he's always been on the verge of breaking out. How does a player like that take that step forward?
I tell the rest of them, he's got to do something. You can't blame anyone else for not having success. Go out and take somebody's job. Go out and be the player that you intend to be. And he don't have to worry about playing behind someone with experience or anything like that with us. I'm big on competition. And guys can't take days off. You got to come and be ready to play every single day, and that's what we're asking our guys to do. Just go out and compete. You can't be the best in the conference if you're not the best on the football team. You got an opportunity every single day to go out to be the very best football player you can be, and that's on you to be that guy. I can't make you that guy. You got to go out and do it. I can guide you and train you on what it takes to be there, but it's on you to ultimately go out and make those plays. And Ryan understands that, just like the rest of our guys, and he's going to have opportunity going to compete, and this is last year, and he's got to do it. It's do or die now, so we're excited about it.
We know that one of the problems that USF had a year ago was taking the football away from people. Only 9 takeaways, only 2 interceptions. Yeah, that's kind of tough. You don't beat a whole lot of people unless you can somehow, get the ball from them. So how does that improve?
Again, working hard and making plays. We gotta, in practice, we gotta emphasize those things. You know, go out and get those turnovers. Same thing on offense. We gotta try not to turn. Right? Yeah, but that's something you gotta teach our guys that, you know, and to be that way, and it's gotta be an expectation, and it's gotta be fun when you do it. You know. But I think a lot of that comes with guys all on the same page. You know, if everybody's on the same page and understand what's going on and doing their part, those things will happen for us. You know, and it's important that our guys understand what we're trying to get out of our defense. And then when that ball's in the air, they all know how to play football. We do know that. That's why we recruited them. You know, and they go out and do what they've been doing all their life. You know, it's playing football and not complicated. You know, and that's, I think, more important than anything. We can't complicate it. You know, we got to allow these kids to go out and play football and play it fast and compete and have fun doing it.
You know, I know that the schedule at least seems to start off pretty well for you guys. You have the home opener with McNeese State on August 31st before your first 5 are at home. Yeah. How does that give you an advantage?
It gives you an advantage if you play well. You know, if you go out and you don't play well, it don't give you an advantage. But to have them home and there, one thing we got to do is earn the support of our fans. You know, and I do believe our fans could lift our football team in ways that we can't do by ourselves. But we got to earn that, you know, by the way we go out and play. And I do know, being in the Bay Area, being from there, they get behind winners, you know, and we got to go out and win ball games, and they'll get behind, and they'll make it tough for the opposing team to come into Ray J, you know, and that's what we'll like to happen. Make it hard for any team to come in there and play us, you know. So again, we got to go out and take care of business, and then if we do that, the way it's going to give us an advantage is by getting our fans excited and making it a snake pit and Ray J and for a team to come in there and play us.
What was one of the reasons that you wanted to come to USF? You had a good situation at Western Kentucky. I know you want to always improve yourself professionally as well, but why USF?
I think it's so much potential here. I think it's potential to do extraordinary things. It's a young program with not a lot of tradition, and we have an opportunity to be a part of that tradition, to be a part of the great tradition ahead of us. You know, we haven't won a championship before, and we got a chance to do that. You know, again, we only been around 15 years. You know, as a football program, not just in Division I, but 15 years.
Period. Yeah.
Period. And it's, to me, it's a sleeping giant. You know, it's a sleeping giant that we can do. We have an opportunity to do extraordinary things, not ordinary things, but extraordinary things. And I'm excited to be the coach to lead us to those things.
Can we talk a little, just for a moment, about the burgeoning rivalry here with Central Florida coming into the league this year? Yeah, I know. I knew you were going to give me a dirty look on that one. But I know the fans are going to be eating that up already.
Oh, they are. You know, I hear it all the time, and as the season get closer, you hear it a lot more. You know, for a while it was just, for me, it's getting our team better and worried about McNeese State, not Central Florida. We'll worry about them then, but as the season get closer and you hear them, and I'm starting to feel like the fans with those teams, you know. But again, like, we got to keep our focus on McNeese State, and when we play that game, I'm sure our fans and everyone else is going to feel their displeasure for each team. And again, we got to go out and make it happen. I know before I got there, we've been 4-0 against those guys, and I'm sure going to do everything in my power not to be that first coach that they beat.
Understood. As well. Coach, thank you so much for the time today.
Hey, thank you very much.
It's great to visit with you. We love, obviously, coming down to Tampa for all the right reasons, yes, but also for the football reasons as well. It's been an entertaining football team, and we hope that you can put it together.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Good luck to you, Coach.
Willie Taggart, again, who's the brand new head coach, first year at the University of South Florida in Tampa. Spent 3 seasons at his alma mater in West Kentucky prior to that, but 2 straight winning seasons coming in before taking over the reins of the Bulls program, and actually took Western Kentucky to the very first bowl game ever in FBS history.